It's me, Cherry. Okay, let me see about this. Okay. So let's get some things going. Blush. Okay. Hi, Quickie. I got your 1111. My cat's playing around. So maybe I should put this up. 2 spots left. Oh yeah, I was gonna put on that overhead so we could see. I'm curious. So tonight, I forgot to write the special, but tonight is the Threads of Fate special. Threads of Fate, $7 special. So I have the Oracle deck, and I also have the new Weaver deck that I just reviewed. I'm gonna just, okay, Gloria, gotcha. $7, $7 Threads of Fate special. Hi, Fox with a book. Welcome. So I'm gonna try to see if that other light helps, or is it too bad? Nah, it doesn't really make much, doesn't really help much, I don't think. Maybe if it was because it's overhead. We'll just say no. Okay. You can still see it fine, can't you? Yeah. As long as I don't put some like bright lights on. Well, I could put this light on, the blue light. Ah, yes. That's my tarot psychic reader. Okay. So testing. So let me write down everybody's name. So we have Glocky sent PayPal. And Terry. And Gloria. And Terry and Gloria, you can use any decks you want, but there is now a $7 special. I just threw in Esme, $5. And good. Squishmallow, what's that? Squishmallow. Okay. Oh. Ow. Okay. Cat took the pen. Okay. And I'm going to Sip. Hi, Tosni. Hi, Amira. Yes, Tosni. You sure can. Gotta hang around for it, though. Because you're number 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, I might, maybe I'll do it right now. Wanna, yes, pumpkins, playing with my pin. So I have another one now. And, um, Pumpkin's doing fine. She's being awfully cuddly with her stuffed. Oh, but yeah, she had been sick, but she completely recovered, so I'm very happy for that. And I don't know what she's doing this week. Like this week, she's been playing in her bed and grabbing and kissing her teddy bear a lot. So I don't know. That's her thing right now. Yeah, let's do Tosni now. Okay, so Tosni, she's already wild. You want to show how wild you are to everybody? Pumpkin, come up here. Pumpkin. Ah, she's playing. Is CK or JJ my future spouse? Okay. If you recall, I got a weekend of the 18th reading, which happened. Okay. So let's see with the pendulum. Is CK Tosni's future husband? Is CK Tosni's future husband? Yes or no? It's good. It looked like it was going to know. Yeah, it's going to know, and it's kind of like doing a ask the cards, but it's kind of going to know. Like on the current path your track you are on right now, it's probably a no, but okay, so let's see. Is JJ your future spouse? Is JJ Tosni's future spouse? That one's a maybe. A positive maybe. Possibly maybe. Possibly maybe. That's all it wants to give me. Let's do a real quickie with the cards too. I'm just gonna say whatever comes out. This is for CK. This is my Lenormand, so it's just gonna be like, this is for CK. Is CK, he is a ship. Ship is a positive card. But ship is like long distance. It has to do with adventure, travel, movement. I mean, I feel like CK, there's something possible with CK, but maybe not husband material. Maybe just, an enjoyment, fun, enjoyment, adventure, excitement. Okay, let's see now. I'll put it back. Ow, ow, ow! Stop, baby. Let's see what comes up for JJ. Is JJ your future husband? Well, 3 cards came out. We're going to start over. Just want 1 card. Oh, that was a good flip. That was a real solid flip. I don't know if you saw that, but the stork. This is I feel like JJ has more potential. This one, now JJ, I don't know if you'll marry, but you might move in together or you'll live together. You'll physically might. It's like, but funny because both cards had sort of a traveling theme to them, but the ship feels long distance or far apart, travel. And then this one is like a couple traveling, but like being together. That's interesting. I wonder who it could be. Those who are in the love reading came into fruition with this past weekend. Whew. Don't know. I mean, if you want a private reading, reach out to me and we can like really go in depth, you know, like pick apart details and stuff, you know. And I even have like face to face, which gets kind of, I mean, that one's a little bit costly, but that one is good because you can ask while we go. You know, when you're feeling like some cards laid out and I'm saying something and you're like, oh, while we're here, can I ask this question? You know, like what we do live a little bit, but generally, most of my questions are like one, you know, like, well, this is like one question, and then your first choice of private readings is one question, and then it goes up to like 5 questions. But I know sometimes it's hard to know what to ask, you know, if you don't already see the cards. So, but a lot of people will say, like, if so, when, if not, this, you know, so they'll ask me stuff like that, which kind of helps me guide them. Anyway, I hope that helped a little bit. I just feel like both choices kind of seem good because they're both positive cards. The stork is positive and the ship is positive. It's just the stork had a couple, right? The stork is like moving as a couple. All right. So before we begin the rest of the evening, I would like to announce the winner of the romantic fairy deck is P. Kelly. So I don't know if P. Kelly's a member, but she did put her name in the comments section, and she got in the raffle and she won. So P. Kelly is the winner, and I will let her know. And if you didn't put your name in the comment section, and you still want to try to win, you can still do that. And if I can't get in touch with P. Kelly, then I'll go to the runner-up, basically. Okay? Alrighty. And then we've got here, this is P. Kelly. Okay, so first of all, we have guacamole. Sure, of course. Yeah, you can have a follow-up question if you like. Or, yeah, just ask whatever. Okay. I'm feeling low. Oh, trying my best to stay high vibe as I can. Meditating, reading, jogging, being nice to myself, but I'm still sad about G, the new guy. So I'd love any messages from my higher self and what G's next steps will be towards me. Okay. And also wanted to mention all of the members here. I sent you guys a video exclusively only for you guys to watch. It was a channeled message that I got this morning, and I decided to draw this message because it was a vision. I saw it in my mind's eye. I'm a good artist, but I'm not able to like whip up like a beautiful masterpiece in a second. So please bear with my with my rudimentary drawing of a man and a woman coming together. Not coming together, but coming together. Anyway, it's boy meets girl. So I don't know if you noticed in the playlist, um, in I don't know if you noticed, because it's only when it posts, it only posts to members only, and then I'm able to post it to it should be out right now. It's already up, but I don't know if it also should be posted in the community page only for members to see. So let me know if you can see that. So briefly, I'll just go over it because it's a collective message. It's a collective message. So let's just use it with rocks, okay? We'll do rocks. Boy meets girl. So my message was this. So here's the boy and here's the girl, but of course, put yourself where you see yourself. If you're the masculine, feminine, if you're not interested in a boy, if you like girls better, that's okay too. But what's happened here is that in my vision, the boy had arms and was holding his hands out, okay? He was holding his hands out. Oh, you're watching it. Okay. Yeah. So he's holding his hands out and he's like, and this is like when you first meet somebody, wherever you meet them, like if it's in person or if it's like on a dating app or whatever it is, it's like a click. It's like, I like you and I like you too. You know how like when you do dating apps, it's like it's a match and then there's a heart that pops up. He likes you and you're like, yes. So that's kind of that's one thing. One way to describe this initiation or this initial phase. Of course, feelings don't happen right away, but just the joy of connecting feels nice. So then the next uh the next phase is he holds his hands out. And then you're like, okay, so if this is you, if you're feminine, most of you are that I'm talking to are the female feminines. Okay, so I'm just gonna say this is you. And you're like, well, yeah. I mean, he's holding his hands out. I'm gonna hold my hands out too. You know, I'm gonna go grab his hands. You know, if like he's offering his hands out, I'm gonna go give him a hug or I'm gonna go grab him. So my message was this: he holds his hands out. You stand still. That's hard to do, right? When love meets you, you want to run to love with your you see it in your mind like that the movies where it's the boy and the girl are running together and they click and then they circle around together and la 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 la, but and all of this may play in both of your minds. I mean, it may play in the guy's mind as cool and as masculine as he is. He may be very romantic and see that play out in his mind, but he's not going to act upon it that fast, usually. And usually if you guys act that fast, if there's, feels in society, it's just sort of kind of frowned upon, I suppose, so much that we resist, we hold back, and we make sure we get to know somebody before we act on impulse, right? Even if you've fallen in love at first sight. Okay. So then he holds out his hands and you want to react on impulse, but you don't. And instead of putting your hands out, you just keep to your side, but you're smiling at each other. It's like you're vibrating at each other. The energy is there, you're all wanting to be together. And you know what happens? When you just stand still and you put your hands nice gently by your side, he moves in closer. And then you're like, wow, he's moving, he's doing something. Well, then I should do something so he doesn't think that I'm not interested. I really should like at least meet him half. I need to do something, because if I don't do something, then he might like turn around and walk away. No. Stay still. Stay still. He sees you vibrating your energy. You're not turning away, right? You're still there smiling at him, vibrating, and he's like, okay, cool. Okay, this is safe. This is good. She's still vibrating at me. I'm excited. He moves in closer. And then you're like still vibrating, still vibrating. And he feels you, he feels you. And then you get super ultra really, really close where there's nothing, no space in between. He still has his arms out, so much so that he pretty much has his arms around you. And then you come in for the, you come in and seal the deal. That's the time you come in to seal the deal and embrace. And you know how long that takes is a person to person, and it's you know, and this to me is, it was a personal channeled message for me and anybody in the collective who resonates with it. So if it doesn't resonate with you, you know, you don't have to take this message. But in some cases, in a lot of cases, this is kind of the energy that will help you. So if you are, let's say, well, one thing you should never do is, if the guy turns away and walks away, is go like this, right? If the guy turns away and walks away, you go, okay, and then you just vibrate here. You don't have to walk away. You can if you want to, but you don't have to walk away. You can just stay vibrating. He might turn around and he might come back, but don't do that. All right? Now, if you turn around and he chases you, then I mean, that's up to you. Like, if you like to be chased, fine. Eventually you can turn around. But, you know, the runner chaser dynamic, in order to avoid all of that, is just vibrate in your own positive, beautiful energy. And without, you know, doing too much, you know? So I guess that's the visual of some of the times what I'm explaining how how to do. Now, I am really bad at this. I've always been bad at this. Bad at, like, when a person shows me interest and I like them back, heck yeah, I want to show them that I'm interested. I'm like, I want to show you I'm interested. So, and I've been bad at, like, keeping my hands to my side, playing it cool. I'll be like, okay, yeah, well, it's great. I like you a lot, you know. But, you know, I kind of got a lot of things to do today. Maybe we can schedule this sometime, this meeting. And he's like, okay, okay, well, yes. Okay, I'm doing great. I'm, like, real busy with my new project and everything's going good in my life. And, you know, it's just, you want so bad to connect because it's you realize what you've done. You manifested somebody. You're like, oh my god, spirit, I manifested it, yay. Well, if I manifested it, so I should go grab it, right? Okay, that's when we're like, it's like this thing appearing from a mirage in a desert, right? You start to see it come towards you and you're like, I can't believe this, really, my dream is coming towards me. Just wait until it comes in fully developed and comes all the way, like, till it's like right there. Okay, don't get in. It's good to be enthusiastic. Keep your enthusiasm. Don't, you know, it's not like you have to curb your enthusiasm. It's just about this energy. It's be the magnet, you know, being a magnet. Okay, so enough of that. And once you've already put that request out there, I don't know if you should retract it or not. It seems like that if you do that, it's more like playing games. So anyway, let's get into into Guaki's reading. Okay, let's do tarot. The new tarot. Well, not new, but you know, the threads of fate. Okay, I hope I didn't lose everybody with that story. So you can go watch the story now unfold in my funny little drawing. If I could animate it like real fast, I would animate. I could have done, I could have, but I wanted to just be fast. I wanted to get it out there today, or else it would never happen. Because I'm gonna go visit my mom this next few days, so I'm gonna be kind of unavailable for a few days. So I've even started talk to someone new, and on paper he seems like such a great match, and I'm trying to focus on the new guy, but I keep thinking about G. I know how you feel. It shuffles pretty good, by the way, if anybody wanted to know how this deck shuffles. It's not bendy, but shuffles nice. Anyway, I love these swirly colors, you know, the blues and the pinks and the purples. And it goes with some of the decks that I have created, and it goes also with my little holographic message deck. I should pull that one out. All right. Let's see. For guacamole, what's that? So, I love any messages from my higher self and what G's next step towards me. Higher self. Okay, let's just see G's next step. Oh, Seeker of Cups. So Seeker of Cups is the Page of Cups. Oh, you know what? Another thing that I've been wanting to say to you, Guacamole, what you seek seeks you. So that's kind of gives you a good feeling, right? Even if it's not like in the pace and the tempo that you're seeking it, what you seek seeks you. So let's see what the message in the book says about the Seeker of Cups. And it's good that it's the cups. It's good that it's the cups. But Seeker of Cups could also represent your energy, right? You're the one that's seeking this, okay? So this is curiosity, inspiration, and intuitive. The Seeker of Cups brings with it creativity, dreaming, formless, raw energy, youth, impulses, and the strange and bizarre. You're being invited to explore, be curious, and creative. It is in our relationship with life that we draw inspiration. Do you meet the world with rigid thinking or an answer for everything? The Seeker Cups ask you to throw away preconceptions, especially about yourself and your feelings, and explore. Be open to anything new. Sometimes the energy associated with the Seeker of Cup can create discomfort in others simply because so much of the seeker lives in the unseen. The seeker is uncomfortable living in this formless space, but many do not enjoy this. Answers are not often found here, but questions are, which are just as helpful. If this represents a situation, it may be confusing and foggy. So because you're seeking something, obviously there's an unknown, right? What's going on with G? You know, where is he? Does he still want to connect with me? Will he come towards me? So surrender to it for now, and you're doing exactly what you're supposed to be doing, and wait for information to be revealed. And I know you want to rush the information being revealed. You want it to happen on your timeline, not on Spirit's timeline. So maybe one of your big life lessons is patience, and, you know, what was the other one that seemed to come up a lot? Faith. Faith and patience. And that's why you're going through this, to keep, because Spirit or your higher self is testing your faith and your patience. Oh my goodness, you have 3 of Cups. I feel like this energy represents you, your higher self, and your counterpart. And you can so have the 3 of Cups in my deck. I call it the tryst card, which is getting together with the person in a physical way. So there is a very strong chance that that the next step will have to do with, but this could also represent your current situation or currently what you're doing with, dating other people or talking to other people. So the Three of Cups indicates that it is a good time to connect with your loved ones and focus on your relationships. And right now is a time of harmony and balance, but prioritize social and family connections. In terms of work, this could also mean that there may be opportunity for partnership or collaboration that would be very great for you. Be open to connection in all forms. This is such a powerful love card and serves as a reminder that our family, friends, and community are foundation upon which we would build our lives. Without connection, we're neglecting the most important part of being human. I feel like since this is talking about new and this is talking about finding connections and finding love in all kinds of connections, I think it's encouraging this new connection that you found with this guy who's good on paper. I feel like it's no matter where it goes and no matter how you feel about Jared, I think it's something that you should follow. Oh, or Garrett, or whatever his name is. G. Okay. Hi, Divine Pearls. I know, right? Too many tests. Ooh, the Ruler of Wands. This is the King of Wands. So King of Wands is really, really nice. this this is a masculine energy coming through with sex appeal, and this is somebody that you're going to feel enthusiastic about. So if the question is what is his next move, then it's very logical that once you've been talking to other people for a while and you've calmed down this anxiety, this anxious energy that you're kind of, that the sad feels and the anxiety and this and all of that is the energy that's keeping G away. And I know it's hard. It's like a catch-22. Well, how do I feel better if he's not here? And how do I stop feeling bad, so I can attract him, but he's not here, and him being here would make me feel better. No, and you're doing right. Like, you're trying to redirect your happiness, and just keep doing that. Just keep doing it, because I feel like this is like comeback. But also today, this morning, I listened to Kino's. I hadn't seen very much of her lately, and I guess she's on vacation, and I was just like, I need an answer too. Like, I felt like I needed some kind of answer today. And I just decided to listen to her September reading, and her pile number 3, it started off so funny. It's like, it started off with the phrase, crawling back to you. Crawling back to you. And then Kino's like, oh, okay, now you want to talk to me. Now you're. So I'm kind of feeling that energy. It's like, it's going to be like, once you finally calm down and you stop being sad and you got a comfortable dialogue or talk with this guy, maybe even another guy coming along, you're doing fine in work, and your energy has calmed down. That's when G will come back and be all frisky and be like, oh, we should get together or something. So that's what I was seeing for you. So let's see what the book says about the Ruler of Wands. Control. And just remember, like, even though he did say that he approved of your, being a feminist and being strong in your energy, right? Isn't that the way, right? underneath it all, he wants to be in control. He's the masculine. So this is control, action, and passion. Where the Sovereign of Wands brings creativity, Sovereign being the feminine, the Ruler of Wands brings pure vision. You can see what you want to build and know what steps need to be taken rather than putting it all on your own shoulders. You outsource for supporting and building it. This also, I was getting this energy that whatever his business is, whatever he's involved in, it is so layered and deep at the moment. There is no real possible there. He would have, but it wasn't a. There's just no ability for him to reach out, and it's not personal. You know, it's not about you. It's although he could have maybe found a way to ease you into this to the thought that he would be gone for a while. Hi, honey. Of course I can. It's my son, Sammy, all the way from California. I sure can. Guaki, add my son to the list. All right. So, Sammy, I don't know if you're gonna how long you're gonna stay. Maybe I'll bump him up. I'm sorry, Guaki and Terry, but I think I'll bump Sammy up ahead of Terry, below Guacamole. It's gonna be a shorty. Okay, so and some of you might remember Sammy. He went live with me one night. It was and he did the pendulum while I did live, and that was a really fun experience for both of us. Well, for me anyway, that was fun. Okay, anyway, so yeah, so I'm thinking that something with his work, but either way, whatever the reason, what and how it happened may still rub you the wrong way, and you have absolutely every right to feel that way. But I feel like if this is you, then it's saying that the big dreams you carry are ready to be made physical. So this is when the physical wants to be made, when it wants to come through. And things you will need along the way will find you. What you seek seeks you. Your job is to remain plugged into the big picture. Your ideas are not simple, nor can they be done by yourself. Take care in choosing the best people who believe in your vision and will dedicate themselves to the project. It will take a full commitment from everyone. And this part just makes me think of him and that he, like those warriors and the team that he has doing whatever the heck he's doing. And you must inspire positive action, not demand it. So he's like really ruling some people, but he's got enough left over after he's delegated his duties to people to come back to you and show you some enthusiasm. So as you head these efforts, you must also remain balanced and prioritize self-care too. Otherwise, you may not be as effective as a leader as you could be. So this could be stuff that he's realizing, and also his behavior with you, leaving you on the lurch. He's like, oh man, what did I just do? I drained my energy. I need to learn how to delegate and have enough life for myself. And then he comes back and he says, oh, I figured it out, and I'm sorry I left you on read or whatever. I left you out there without any knowledge of anything. Let's see. Okay, so in the oracle will find out a message from spirit, from your higher self. Okay. You have, oh my gosh, okay, too many came out. Well, you have ask body, the void, and self-love. Yeah, ask body and self-love are pretty similar. Let me just skim them real fast. Ask Body is number 1. Ask Body is about your spiritual work. Don't overlook your body when it comes to your spiritual work. There's a tendency to go higher rather than to go deeper. Higher self is saying, honey, go deeper. This card encourages you to enter into a dialogue with your body. Or our physical body holds all of our experiences, our heart, mind, and spirit. It also has inherited significant experience and traumas that have passed on in our lineage. To dialogue with the body is to get to the root of the matter where our minds can only guess. So some of it has to do with, okay, there's a little exercise that you can do. Sit or lie comfortably, bringing your attention to your breath. Let your body relax and clear your mind. You often get messages having to do with meditating. And so let your body relax and clear your mind. Then imagine dropping into your body. If there is a specific place you want to go, a place that holds tension or disease, go there. Otherwise, drop into your core. Ask your body any questions that come to mind. If there is anything you need guidance with or unsure of, bring that to mind. See what it says. Deepening the relationship with one's body will always be beneficial, and it will provide a safe place where you can retreat to when you need assistance. And so the jaguar is talking about the ally of your body, the ash tree, and the hematite is the crystal that you can work with. Let's look into self-love. Dun, 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 dun. Da, 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 da. And that song isn't even called Calling Back to You. It's called Do I Wanna Know? Do You Wanna Know? Do I Wanna Know? By Do I wanna know if you feel like I do? Something like that. Crawling back to you. I'm gonna write that down and I'll send that to you, Glocky, that song. Okay. Because that's an additional message as well. Okay. So, self-love. So the self-love card is talking about loving oneself is one of those larger concepts that's difficult but truly intricate. And we are conditioned from birth to doubt ourselves, compare, deny, or minimize our gifts, hide ourselves away, and change who we are. This brainwashing is crippling, and we're becoming adults who have to fight to remember ourselves. And we recognize the importance of loving and accepting ourselves, but releasing those voices and negative tapes that play in our head can feel impossible, right? So beyond that, we decide we need to love ourselves in order to attract or achieve something, i.e., I need to love myself so I can attract a partner. To truly love oneself is to do so without any expectations or hopeful outcomes. The relationship with oneself is the most intimate relationship we will ever have in its daily endeavor. Rather than viewing self-love as a day of pampering or fighting that which is holding you back, let all of it fall away for a few moments. Ask your heart, body, and spirit when you wake up, what do you need from me now? How can I support you? What will nurture you? How can I deepen my relationship with you? Continue to check in with yourself throughout the day. So your higher self is really wanting to want you to check in with yourself, to go deep, to really face things, to really look into things. We have the peacock. You never see a peacock feeling bad about their their beautiful plumes, of course. That would be silly. So it's just the opposite. They're just like prance around like they know they're the most beautiful creature on the earth. And it's not saying, spirit, your higher self's not saying go peacocking or anything, but like at least, see yourself sometimes as this grand thing, this wonderful person. There's the hibiscus or the flowers to remind you. Pink highlight. Highlight is the stone crystal for you to use in this. So the last one is the void, which is kind of interesting. Wonder about the void. Are you trying to fill a void? So your higher self is like really trying to call you out and get deep with you here. So the void can be deeply uncomfortable. It is nothing, an emptiness that penetrates. And I think that's like the feeling you get when you've lost something that seemed precious, but you didn't realize how precious it was until you lost it, right? So if you're actually feeling sad, maybe not avoid sad feelings, but actually go into it, feel it, and like even more. I'm not saying you're trying to fill a void, but I'm saying this: investigate the void. So we may feel blank, and what we are once passionate about feels cold to us. We may not be able to see or sense anything about where we are going next. If what I'm saying is this losing this connection with him feels like a void, right? Feels like you've lost something that, and you want him back because you don't want that what thing that's missing now that you thought should be there. So we may enter a void after all that we have known is not what we thought it was. It may feel like disbelief. It may feel like you don't have any faith. It may feel like you don't know what's real and what's not. This is the part we must surrender to. This may also indicate a time where you are questioning everything you believe in, your spiritual beliefs, or questioning the significance of the world. And when you're in the void, you may have an instinct to fill an empty space. Because we can get uncomfortable here, we may miss some of the lessons. We are taught to constantly push forward. The void teaches us to be still and okay with uncertainty. Trying to escape this space ensures that we stay here or return sooner than we would like. You may have an instinct to fill the emptiness, but remind yourself that emptiness is prayer. So I think what your higher self is trying to say, like this higher self, she might be 60, I don't know, but anyway, your higher self is saying this, like, okay, G was in your life, and you got upset when he disappeared on the weekend, and now you really, and you really want him. You want him more in your life, but so of course, like, you've gone through the sad feelings and everything, so you want to know. So you're trying to figure out a way to manage these feelings, the sadness, right? You want to stay optimistic, you want to attract, you want to manifest, you want to do so you're trying. I feel like higher self is saying, don't like keep searching for the next thing to improve the situation without him. Feel it. Feel the feeling without him. As much as it hurts, feel it. Just feel it. Sit there and feel it for a while. It's, I don't know, I think higher self saying, feel that feeling. And don't try to move on to something else to replace any feelings, or don't try to don't try to go to that, to the, because I do that too. Like, I have Libra rising. I'm generally an optimist. Bad things happen. I've been teaching myself, you know, look at the cup as half full and not half empty. So I'm trying to like practice visual, you know, those kinds of energies. But you also can tap into the shadow. And I think higher self is saying the void is like the shadow. It's like sit in that energy for a little while. Like don't move past it so fast. Okay, so now let's ask your pendulum question and then we'll get to Sammy. Okay, you're feeling it good. Can I also ask a quick pendulum question? So, him not reaching out to me, some of it may be because he's truly busy or has limited access to internet phone. Thank you for saying that, Cherry, because I didn't want to dwell or put it on pity party, but I think I really need to feel it. I think you do. I think a lot of people do, and sometimes they push past the grieving period a little bit too fast. And there's, you know, like there's all kinds of ways of coping, you know, like the you know, we have to do what we have to do to cope with things. And I've done the icebox thing, you know, I've got an icebox around my heart, nothing can hurt me. And yeah, that only works so far too. Okay, so see now. Let's ask Pendulum. um is G truly busy, so busy that he has limited access to internet and phone as he cannot contact G? G and G, I just now noticed that. Guacamole. G and G. Is he truly busy that he cannot contact Guacamole? It's kind of a maybe. It's kind of a you'll learn more in the cards. Slashing to the cards. I think we'll need to do a bigger reading on this one. But basically, I think also it's just saying it's already come out in the cards. So shall we ask the other hard question? Is G not calling or not texting or not communicating with Guacamole because he's stopped being interested? Has he stopped being interested in Guacamole? Now it's very still. Is G uninterested in Guacamole? No. So does G still find Guacamole interesting? Yes. Does G feel attracted to Guacamole? It's getting mad at me and saying it's in the cards. It's in the cards. Okay. Not mad at me, but you know, it's in the cards. Okay, honey? So that's what the pendulum says. It's not 100% having, like, it's like top secret. Like, I mean, even spirit can't tell us what G's up to. But it's not because he's lost interest in you or anything. Okay. So Sammy, are you still there? A career reading. Okay. Quickie career. I got some new cards. Hope you like them. Sam, are you still there? I'll timestamp it if he's not. Okay. Yes. So let's see about your career, Sammy. Sammy is a daddy now. He has a kitty of his own. He's got a little kitten. I'm going to send PayPal payment for private reading. Okay. Okay. Gwagi, I'm going to visit my mom for the next couple of days, and her Wi-Fi is a little wonky, so I'm going to take cards and cross my fingers, and I hope I can still do some work out there, but I'm not real sure how much I'll be able to do when I'm out with my mom in the country. Okay, I'm sorry, Terry. Thank you, everybody, for being patient. Well, I don't know. Okay. So we've got, ooh, the devil. Sammy got the devil. The 10 of Swords. No. And the Seeker of Swords. Seeker of Enlightenment. I think, Sammy, you're going to need a chiropractor or something. Sammy went to a chiropractor once here, but I feel like seek out a chiropractor. Seek out somebody who can do like acupuncture, maybe even acupuncture or acupressure, or some kind of, I think Sammy, you would like modern, not modern, ancient type of healing. The devil to me represents be cautious about balance and don't overdo it. Like, it's good to make money and to accrue material, but don't let it be just get out of balance. And yeah, I feel like I'm going to do an oracle. Ooh, I love this one. The pillar, and that's like, that has to do with homes and housing, and also the pillar is really good because it represents, we also got the sacred sexuality, so some sexuality coming out, and the explorer, you know, wandering around, traveling, trying new things, and then also boundaries, knowing, you know, how much to do, and reflect. And there's like your eye, and that looks like a lover situation, so love wants to pop out for you. But I think the main message here for career has to do with the pillar, and the pillar is really interesting. It has to do with being somebody that's seen in the community as very strong, very sure, and somebody that people look up to. The pillar as an archetype is really wonderful. Like the pillar of the community, you know. I feel like you're going to go far. I think, though, just with the devil, it's just sometimes it might get to your head, your power, your popularity, the material success, you know. So just keep it in balance, all of those things. But I feel like it's going to be a good material situation. I think it's going to be a lot of material situation. Well, interesting, you're dealing with a type of material too. Okay. So the pillar, but this I feel like is the actual true final answer on your career. The pillar signifies a need to rise to the occasion and indicates a time where it may need to be, you may feel like you need to be all things. And maybe also that's why the devil came out. It's like balancing and not overdoing it. And also, oh, this is the backbone, the nurturer, the provider, and the lover. And with the 10 of Swords having to do with the back, sometimes I feel like maybe because you're the backbone or you're someone that people depend on, it starts to tire you out after a while. But I feel like, I mean, yeah, take care of your back. Okay. So the pillar asks you to step into these roles as best as you can, knowing that you're being pushed outside your comfort zone. You will learn to just be the capable person that you are. It's a time where you take your gifts to new heights and learn that your perceived flaws are just that, perceived. You don't have those flaws that you think you have, and you have been resisting a new opportunity or role. If you have, then it's time to step into that and trust that you will learn as you go. You might be getting more responsibilities, and maybe that kind of worries you or stresses you out or whatever. But you should meet that challenge because you actually have the talent for it. So this is a time where the container grows, and you just need to know how much space it can hold you. You know, like transferring one flower into the next pot. You know, it's time to grow into that new space and become more than what you were before. And so a balanced pillar energy, this archetype, which is Sammy, is somebody who wears many hats, has space for family and community, and doing these things are are part of your boundaries. And it's a place where you feel well-being and you feel like your service to others are better because you've balanced yourself. If you're out of balance, then you might get all domineering, and I don't ever see you like that at all, but manipulative or whatever. That could dip into the devil energy, right? um, then or if you might get the other end, the other aspect could be like becoming codependent, or your identity, you're getting wrapped up in somebody else's identity or whatever. So it's just about balance, about who you are and your identity and stuff. But I think, and overall, you're a pillar of the community. Everybody's looking up to you and seeing a great job and possible promotions, like seeing if you want to level up, because, and if you do, you have the power, you have the ability. It's like um, what you may think, oh, I'm not sure I could do that. Yeah, you can. Yeah, it's like spirit saying yes, you can. Okay, that's for Sammy, and it's done at 1 MQ. Okay, so I'll just put that in the comment section. All right, so next we have Terry. Yeah, massage therapy. Actually, his sister is a massage therapist, but he's actually kind of like a salesman right now. But yeah, massage, or go to a massage therapist is a good idea. Chiropractor, massage therapist. Um, he's out in California, so there's all kinds of neat medicines out there. So maybe investigate, Chinese medicine, or whatever. Yeah, I know. I would love a massage right now too. Okay, let's do your special. I hope you like these cards. They're a little bit different. They're pretty. Ooh, the Magi came out. That's the Magician. So you're manifesting something, or you may be connecting with the Gemini, or you may be connecting with somebody who is very skilled and kind of genius-like, or maybe you're this person. And we have, ooh, Three of Cups as well. Wow, you got the Three of Cups and the Three of Coins. So it looks like both of these can be love situations to me, like, but remember, in love, it takes three. Like you and the person and divine, you're not in this alone. You have an angelic force looking out for you. It's the same over here. It's like if you want to create something with somebody, like two two parts make a whole, like the Trinity. It's like you and this other person and God, or and spirit, or and your higher selves, or whatever. It's like also, so this is the love that makes, that kind of makes the triangle, and this is what the triangle can create. Like you and him could make a baby, or you and him together could create a wonderful project, or you and him could have a nice life together. Or another thing that this could represent is checking on your composite chart, which is kind of fascinating. So get, if you can get all your astrological information from about you and about him, it's like this is your astrological chart, this is his, and then when you put yours together, you make a baby astrological chart, and that's your relationship. And your relationship is what you can look at to see what can happen. Oh, you did do that once. Okay. And it can kind of give you clues on areas that are easy and other areas that might be challenges. But yeah, so that popped out to me. Let's see what the booklet, what else might come out. The Magi. Is the Magi the magician? Yeah. Yeah. So, Magi, so mystical. Oh. So the Magi is saying it's an encouraging sign. You are on the right path. That's good. It's also an acknowledgement of all that you've done to land yourself in this beautiful space. You have what you need to take your visions and make them a physical reality. The amazing thing about the Magi is that they have one foot in this world and the other in the unseen, and they're able to flow between the two, allowing them to make shifts quicker than most. And when it comes to projects, they manifest easily as they have so many tools and resources available to them. There is no substitute for experience, and the Magi has plenty. They're intuitively know what will work and what won't. And when you receive this card, it's time to step into your power and to move forward with certainty. Trust in your ability to fully embody the Magi. And I love how it says you have all the tools to create something. Three of Cups is all about creation, creating. Not cups. Three of Pentacles. There's Three of Pentacles is all about creating. Okay? So let's look at Pentacles next. Or Queens. So it's teamwork and collaboration. And the Three of Coins is a successful collaboration, and one that you feel excited about. And people that you're involved with all have different expertise. This could be, in your job for sure, but it could also be a connection with you or relationship that, it goes beyond just love. It's like you're a team. It's like, haven't you felt that way sometimes? Or some, that you've heard that before, like when a husband and wife, let's say, when they're together, they're like, we're a team, we're not just married in love, but we work together. We run this household together. We're a team. So I feel like that's this kind of energy. You're also a team, and you can get things done and make a big impact. And the impact, that could be the mission as well. And nurture healthy dynamics on the way up, and nothing stands in your way. Prioritize healthy communication and make sure you are all on the same page from the get-go, and have regular check-ins and progress meetings. Will make sure that there is no shattered expectations. Just a little forewarning. Mercury is in shadow phase. Retrograde is in shadow phase, and it's going to go retro at the end of September or 20 something of September, which, it's nothing to be worried about, but just be aware communication might take a little more effort and a little bit more focus, and sometimes things might get lost in translation, so keep that in mind. Yeah, and but don't have any resentments or assumptions, for sure. Like on a regular day, maybe you'll have an assumption. On a retrograde day, don't do the assumptions. Don't assume anything. So having rules for communication can also be a good thing to implement. Yeah, and especially, like when you're talking to people around you, like how you want to communicate. How does this work for you? Sharing what your love language is always good, and also uh, talking to people using I statements instead of you did this. Say, I felt this way when you responded this way. So always put it in the I, like what's going on with you instead of what's going on with them. So then we have the Three of Cups, and we have love, community, and support. The Three of Cups indicate that it's a good time to connect with your loved ones. So there's a lot of balancing in your families and in all connections having to do with love. Very nice. Okay. And let's get your oracle message. They feel different. This one's like a little sandier, and this one's like a little smoother. All right. Well, these are kind of wild. Haven't you gotten the wildling before? The wildling is like, going against kind of, it's like just like letting go, howling at the moon, being free, being bold, going outside your comfort zone sometimes, expressing yourself to the fullest. And yeah. And the swords energy to me feels like honesty. It's good. Then we have release and also revolutionary. So I feel like with the revolutionary and the wildling, there's some like, it's almost like pent up energy that's just going to be released, Yes, pent up energy that's going to be released. There we go. A lot of things that feel pent up. And now you're just like, you're going to experience a time where you can just go wild. Good. Expressing yourself lately is exactly what you need to do. So I think we'll land on release and see exactly what release is trying to say to us. Okay. So release is saying, it's a lot easier said than done, but in fact, we can spend a whole lifetime trying to break free from our limiting beliefs or painful experiences. Sometimes we have an idea of where we want to go, but we compartmentalize and repress the things we believe are holding us back. But we still want to honor ourselves and our experiences. We just want to give ourselves new options of behavior so we're not stuck within the same old pattern. Spend a moment reflecting. What is no longer serving you? What is old, stale, and taking up space within you? What would you do if these things didn't take up so much of your energy? What other behaviors and beliefs do you wish you possessed? So the frog is showing like releasing and repurposing. And so instead of like, so you said you've been speaking up more, and I think that's the right approach. That is exactly, it's like you've been maybe like so used to holding things back that and that's part of your pattern. But now that you're speaking up, maybe people's looking at you like, oh, she's so crazy or whatever. Don't worry about what other people think, right? Be yourself. Be yourself. The wildling. I like the wildling. It's one of my favorites. So the wildling is like, it's saying it's time to connect with your primal self. You know, like if you were a wolf girl, whatever, and like it's time to transform from regular girl to wolf girl and go out into the to underneath the full moon and start howling and stuff. So the wildling is raw, empowered, and independent, and many people are intimidated by them because they need little from others to prioritize radical freedom, which can be unsettling as most of society operates within unspoken expectations and contracts. The wildling burns the contract and heads into the woods. Yeah, wolf girl. So it comes to us as an ally when we need to break free of the systems that are limiting. So there's some kind of system that's really frustrating you and you just want to break free from it. And the wildling within us remembers a time when we lived with the land and we walked barefoots and we were all aligned with the natural world. And you know, so there's the 3D, there's the 5D. The 3D is like the material, the 5D is the ethereal, but the wild this is where your is yeah, it's your primal self. And primal is a little bit different. It's not neither good nor bad, but it is a place that has always connected with Mama Gaia, the highest of all levels. Even 3D is not necessarily Mama Gaia. Sometimes 3D works against the Mother Earth, you know. It pollutes the earth, the material things that we buy and the consumerism that we do. And actually, the 5D helps us to connect the cosmos back to bring loving energy to Mama Gaia. But when you go primal, it's like really being one with nature, you know, and being one with your natural self, you know, before we discovered makeup and hair color and all that fun stuff to pretty ourselves up, you know, it's like being stranded on a desert island for a while. Like, what would we look like, you know? I would have really ratty hair and, you know, locks or something. But it would be fun, you know, it'd be fun to just be really burnt to a crisp from the sun and all of that. So I think there's sometimes this need to, I've often had that need to just let nature, like, you know, really get me, make me just natural. Like, I know that after an experience like that, I would probably want to totally get some skin cream for my skin and stuff. But there's times where I just want, you know, I just would love to feel that, you know, that sort of primal feeling. So, I mean, you can find ways at least to to tap into it into a certain extent. Even if you can't go full out wild, you can tap into the energy. The revolutionary makes me think, though, if you figured something out, some people will want to follow you. They might want to say, hey, I like that idea. I like that wildling idea that she's got. Let's do what she's doing. So it's also like a challenge too. It's a challenge to the status quo. You're being very, it feels very not the opposite act, like just like a nonconformist, like really balking at norms and wanting to break free from cycles and the norms, right? So whether it's external or internal, the revolutionary seeks to do things radically different. Like the outlaw, the revolutionary has ideals that can be viewed as out there. And the natural leader can see that the collective needs are able to put, into action. So they invite others to be part of a building this world with them. So you may have some ideas, and I know a sun-kissed island. Oh, even like a nudist camp. Like I wouldn't want to do that because I'm so self-conscious. But I just love to not be self-conscious for a change, and just run naked and free and let the sun burn me and let the water make my hair into locks and I don't know. Anyway, so yeah. So you can always kind of like take a step that way. And I feel like people want to follow you. Like you may end up leading a group, or you may find somebody, oh, thank you, Lady Godiva. Well. Or you may find that either you find people wanting to follow your ideas, or you may be leading them, or you end up having this band of people around you. They're like, oh, I like this one, because I'm kind of getting get a little bit of these with these threes here. It's just like it feels like more people want are kind of liking some of your bold ideas that you've had lately. Your breaking free ideas. Okay, so what is your pendulum question? Will my knee feel better soon? Hey, Divine Goddess. Okay. So, will Terry's knee feel better soon? Yes. Okay, Terry. Would you like me to send you some Reiki healing? I'm going to give it to you. I feel my hand's so hot right now. All right. The energy is yours now. Now, what I want you to do, Terry, is take your hands and rub them like I did. Hold them apart and start to feel as if you're holding a ball, like a basketball maybe, or Wilson, a volleyball. We went to this tropical island where we're sun-kissed with locks and barely any clothes, running barefoot on the sand, and we found the volleyball that was left from Castaway. And you pick it up and you're holding it in your hands. And you feel this energy between your fingers and from one hand to another. It's a lot of energy. The energy that's in our bodies is so amazing and strong. With this energy, we can move mountains if we had the faith 100% to believe in it. But even if you don't believe in it, you do have the power to heal yourself. So whether you believe or you don't, this little exercise can help heal your aches and pains and beyond. just holding this ball of energy. There you go. Here's your ball of energy. Take it. And now it's on your knee and there. So you can do that, you know, like in the morning or at night or both, whenever you think about it. Create your little ball of energy and see in your mind's eye all your aches and pains easing from everywhere, but specifically your knee. Ah, nice. Yeah, and your heart. Yep. It works for all things. We are the natural healers of ourselves. It's part of who we are. Especially if you're a sparkle of light. Especially. Oh, you did. That's because I was holding it up here, huh? Nice. I think my knee is starting to tingle now. My thighs are. I feel it in my thighs now. So you can, there's a channel that I follow that I really like, and Terry, I'm going to make a note of this for you, is, I'll put it in the comment section, but I put it in the community page. Was it's about Chi and Tai Chi, and I forget all the words, but anyway, it talks about this energy and how to work with it. And Taoism, which is, the thing about me is like I feel like all faiths and religions and all philosophies and places where people, all explorations of people's lives and their histories, they're all important, you know, they're all interesting. They all should be, you know, like little parts of everything should be incorporated. So that's why I don't like turn away from anything that seems like it can be beneficial. And what's cool about this the energy exercises is like it's so much like Reiki too, you know. It's like there's so much in common in everything that we, all our cultures, you know. Okay. Oh, did you have a question? Oh no, we already. I'm like, well, yes, your knee will get better. I'm glad you like that. I can feel your energy too. Gloria Burke. Okay, the special. And you can throw in something like a message card. You want some messages? We'll see what the tarot has to say. Yeah. I know. Okay. Gloria, are you having trouble sleeping? Good night, speaking of sleeping. Good night, Amira. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Ooh. Wow. Okay. Well, the first card has to do with Nine of Swords, and it usually makes me think if the other cards are good or mild, then Nine of Swords usually is about having trouble sleeping, restless nights, maybe bad dreams, um, maybe pain when you're sleeping, like having to get up because something hurts or something like that. I feel like though you're going to like something hurts. I don't know, something, but I feel like you're going to get better because the star came out. So the star is all about healing and renewal and hopes and wishes and dreams coming true and all those wonderful things. And oh, look at our Reiki hands, everybody. So everybody that wanted to tap into that is also going to get healing. Anybody that has aches and pains. And the Judgment card is this like new life, this awakening. This is almost like a death, but it's the 9, so it's like it's just feeling like anxiety. Like, do you get depression or anxiety or anything like that? It's just feeling kind of like maybe it's like hopeless, and then hope comes in. So just when you think something is not going to work out, your wish comes true. Your wish comes through for you, and you feel like, yes, I feel like God's given me this gift. You feel blessed. So I feel like that's kind of the energy here. I'm kind of feeling like a weird deja vu almost. Have we been here before? Was it a different deck? Why does this feel sort of familiar? Have I said something like this to you before? Yeah, so the Nine of Swords is anxiety, sadness, depression. I don't know if you've been feeling any of these things. It could be a small scale, and sometimes it can be really, really deep and difficult, But there are times when your emotions are heightened, where you're feeling really uncomfortable, or you're having bad dreams, or you're having intrusive thoughts, or you're in a repetitive cycle and you're feeling like you can't get out, or maybe you're catastrophizing, seeing the worst possible case scenario instead of like calming down and realizing, you don't have to believe in that. You can just simply, see yourself manifest what you want. So manifesting, it sounds like, see, easy flip of the switch, and it's not that easy, right? Especially when you're not feeling well. But so you have to do certain steps to shift yourself into the ability to visualize. So some of the things like we did, like um an easy, like, okay, let's just say what we did when we imagined ourselves free and wild on a beach, and then picking up that energy ball, things like that. That's kind of like steps that you can take that are kind of considered meditation. And when you can go through these kinds of relaxing steps, then you can refocus your thought process. But for a lot of us, if you have to grieve, you have to grieve, right? If you have to feel bad, you have to feel bad. You can't always just rush into trying to manifest a better situation or a better outcome. You have to sometimes sit in difficult moments, right? It's interesting this came up because it's talking about self-healing. It's an art, and it often feels like walking very fine line. It's nuanced. We want to surrender to where we are, but we don't want to get stuck there. It's accepting the present, but doing enough to move on too. And then with the Nine of Swords, accepting that you're feeling is what you're feeling is paramount. So the other part is add some new things that you haven't done before, like new routines or new workouts. Get out of that stuck energy can help you, shake things up a little bit. And because if something hasn't been working, sometimes a shake up just makes the energy feel a little bit better. And yeah, so just finding new balance and ways of adjusting into this new situation. But what's wonderful is that the Nine of Swords it's just a minor card. It's in the minor arcana. The star is in the major arcana, and the star is your actual energy that you're feeling or going to be receiving very soon, in no time, because the star is hope and alignment. So lack of hope is suddenly replaced by this amazing hope and happiness. The star brings alignment and harmony. Oh, you have sciatica. See, that could be it. So dealing with that sciatica, I feel like things are gonna improve so much in your health and also your hope for good things in the future. And you're gonna find ways to visualize that. So when the star finds you, you have faith that everything is conspiring in your favor. Instead of working against you, it's working for you. Instead of catastrophizing, it's the best case scenario. So it's perfect time to dream and envision for new projects and businesses. You may be feeling depleted and distrusting, moving forward with optimism, giving everything life has thrown your way. However, this card is an affirmation that you can expect a light period with things to be excited about. Hard work will be required, but this is something you are used to. So this card is also acknowledgement that while you have been through the ringer and while you have learned, you have not hardened. The star is the tarot's way of recognizing the beautiful work you've done. And when you could have collapsed inward, you kept your courage and you move forward as it will push you to new heights. Ooh, that's really beautiful. It's like spirits giving you a big pat on the back saying, we see you, we love you, you're doing great. Keep up the great work, and we give you all the support you need anytime you need it. Just call on us. So I'm feeling a little bit like it could be ancestors, guardian angels, other spirit guides who are just like really giving you a strong embrace and high five or pat on the back. Just felt like this really strong, beautiful energy of like approval, I guess, of impress and being impressed. Yeah, I know they just see a lot that you go through and that you just take it in stride and you're doing a great job. So, and I feel like judgment's a little bit more of that because judgment sometimes makes me feel like our old ways of seeing God. Okay, I don't know, some of you might still see God this way, but like this big white-haired man looking down and saying, you're being judged by God. Sometimes I get that energy. This could also be your angel, could be Archangel Gabriel blowing his horn saying do 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 do, like kind of like this is a party, like a celebration. This is it sometimes feels like a mix of things because it's like the happy death card, but it's an invitation to look in the mirror. It's a time to take inventory of yourself. It's a time to to look at yourself in an honest way. And if you've been like not giving yourself credit where credit's due, judgment is saying, do it. You know, you deserve it. You deserve it. You may, sometimes there could be like shifts or changes of ways of doing things, but you're okay. Good night, and sweet dreams. But you've learned a lot, and I feel like sometimes some lessons are not always fully integrated, and sometimes we make same mistakes and repeat things. But in a general sense, you have a lot of courage and you have a lot of stamina, and you know, I feel like your self growth is continuing, and you know, the message here is keep going. Keep going. Okay, that's good. All right, let's see now what your oracle message is. How's Dan doing? Is he out at sea, or is he with you? Woo! Wow, you got universe and fate. Really cool. I don't know if I've read the universe. That's good. How's he physically? Like, is he still suffering, or is he feeling better? It's always hard to find the messages here. Okay, so the universe is a very straightforward energy, just like much like the world and the full circle feeling. That's good. This card is asking you to fully trust that there is a plan for you and that you have the support of the unseen. There are forces at play, and I felt them, you know, this spirit team you have behind you. They play a much, these forces at play much larger than you can imagine. Surrender to that which you cannot control and trust in the idea that spirit always is orchestrating what is most needed. This card may come at a time when a cycle or trial is also coming to a close. The phrase, what if, questions in a positive way. What if this is going to be okay? What if this is exactly as it should be? See, oh yeah, I was saying instead of catastrophizing, you're seeing the best possible case scenario, and you're attracting it now. Sometimes we become paralyzed in the practical world because we're waiting for spirit to show us the way. However, the universe co-creates us. We must be empowered as humans in this dense reality to show up for what we want and trust that spirit will do the same. If you are someone who is always asking for signs, then take a break from that and just trust yourself. Trust your own intuition. Okay. Spirit, show me a sign. I just gave you a reading. All right, so fate. Fate. The big egg. So this card is a reminder that you create your fate. Yeah, you create. This is so perfect. So, and this I think is good for everybody. Instead of, we don't have to see the worst case scenario. We can envision what we do want to come towards us, right? And the other thing is, when it comes to the past, present, and future, we can be that person that we were a few seconds ago, or a few hours ago, or a few days ago, if we want to be, but we don't have to be, because that's a memory. It's already in the past, you know. It's familiar, it's habitual, it's a cycle, it's a routine. But if you want it to change, all you have to do is start to see yourself as not that person, as not that life. If your life has this, this, and this in it instead. You can keep some of the things you like, and you can change some of the things you don't like. So you see yourself, okay, I am a beautiful, amazing tarot reader, and um, I am now making tons of, money or whatever. And so some of the things, I think about some of the things don't want that. Okay. I don't even know. Like, I feel like so grateful for what I already have that there's nothing that I can say. But let's just say you're a person that, there's certain things in your life that you didn't want, that you have to deal with. And it's, so maybe it has to do with caretaking. Okay, well, I don't really want to have to nurse this person, but I do love this person and want to be in their lives. So you can see them as whole and healed and not needing nursing, and you can enjoy being with them without having to have that experience with them, the nursing part of that. I don't know why I'm saying that, but anyway, the point is, just like view your life. What would you change? What would be different? Would you start traveling? What would you do if there was no limitations, if there was no restrictions? Just write down everything that it would be different, and then start to see what you think to yourself, what that life looks like and how that life would go. And if you feel like you have to give up something to have that life, then think to yourself, no, I don't have to give up my kids. I don't have to give up my home. I don't have to give up my cats, whatever. Like, if you feel like shifting into this new you would mean you would lose something precious, you don't have to think that. It's not like you have to barter for this new thing. You can have everything that you want. So it's kind of hard sometimes for us to see it that way, to see things that way, but it's it's part of your fate. All right, so here's another this, I don't know if you've ever heard of the Norns. They're three mythical features that rule the destiny of humans with Norse mythology. The name Norn derives from the word to twine, referring to how they weave the threads of fate. Fate is seen as a malleable thing with some fixed aspects. So some things are set, right, that are part of you, and some things are malleable. So this card is partner to the Weaver. The Weaver is this tarot and the threads of fate, or the oracle. And the Weaver asks you to tend to the threads. This card is asking you to get clear on the fate that you're waving. Like, what are you like designing? Like, whatever you're sewing, what are you crocheting? What is your life? What is this tapestry that you're making, right? And it's the big picture. It's all about vision. What are you working towards? Okay, I'm saying all the things. And what are you saying yes to, and what are you saying no to? And then both yes and no is very powerful when you're creating your reality. All right, so there you go. Most of that I predicted before I read it. So. Okay, so Gloria, do you want a little message? Do you need any messages, or what would you like? One more little thing? I honestly feel like Dan wants to talk to you. I'm sure he talks to you a lot, but he wants to send you something. Okay. He's saying, you're the one thing I can't get enough of. You're the one thing I can't get enough of. Wanna tell you something. This could be love, because my poor heart aches with every breath you take, with every step you take. Every step you take, every move you make. He's stalking you. And while we are apart, don't give your heart to anyone. Okay. Just like, no. Oh, you want baby messages too? Okay, like where did I put my baby? Oh, I put baby messages over here. Oh, my legs. Okay. Baby messages. You've got, my family seems like a fun and a little crazy. I'll fit right in. Oh. Stop stressing out about everything. Things will be fine. What are you stressed? You're like more stressed in the cards than you are in real life. What stress? What are you talking about? I'm excited to learn more about our family history and culture. This baby's a big on family. Ooh, yes, because I think you also have a lot of ancestors. Maybe the baby's hanging out with your ancestors. I love you, Mommy and Daddy. Aww, that's nice. I thought the message, I don't have any in the lyric messages that say I love you, but I could feel that. I could feel the words I love you from both of these entities, from your baby and from Dan too. There you go. Very nice. Alrighty. Okay. And oh, thank you, Gloria. Didn't have to give me all that. You're so sweet. Thank you. So Esmeralda, let's get well, I can get you any message you want, but I was thinking I'll give you an oracle message and then we can see where that leads us. But that's up to you. Okay. Let's see what oracle comes out. Okay, we have the Alchemist and Dare to Dream. Very nice. The Alchemist is kind of like magician energy, and it's an archetype card, so it could be you representing you or a person that you're connecting with. The Alchemist. So, the Alchemist, we're getting a lot of hands tonight. I feel like, oh, look, it's our volleyball. I feel like all of us are like these are healers that are coming into our power tonight. So the Alchemist card indicates a time of metamorphosis. It is a call to view everything in your current life as an opportunity for growth. Right now is a potent time to plant the seeds of what you want to invite in. It is also a reminder that our thoughts are incredibly powerful. We may not feel like we have a lot of control over our lives, but we can work hard at changing our thought patterns to ones that empower us. So we're kind of going into that same message again. Whatever they are given, the alchemist is able to transmute. This is you as an archetype of the alchemist. You can transmute anything. Um, or a person that you know is like this. They may have a handful of bad ingredients, but they are able to make magic with what they have. It can be a long process, or you could be developing these skills and becoming this alchemist. It can be a long process, but they hold a vision for the final product while continuing to show up in their negative situation and slowly work at transmuting it. Someone who is in the shadow of alchemists may not believe in themselves, and they may have both fear or failure of and fear of success, fear of failure or fear of success, and they're both very similar. But anyway, keeping them paralyzed in their current situation. They can also minimize situations and keep their true feelings inside, as opposed to getting them out and moving on. The key to being an alchemist is naming what is happening so you can work with it. So that's really good too. That's for the collective as well. It's like there's lots of ways of manifesting. There's lots of ways of going about this. Everybody's having a specific way. With Terry, it was all about like being wild, and with Guaki, it was all about really sitting in that void energy, the grief, and processing that before you can even move on to manifesting. And with Gloria, it's not, it's visual, seeing not the catastrophe, seeing the positive outcome. And with you, Esmeralda, it's kind of similar, but it's also name it. Name the thing that bothers you and name the thing that you like. If you know what it is that's kind of getting in the way, then knowing it is like the first step to fixing it, to healing the problem. Sometimes we don't even know what's frustrating us, or we're have I feel like that could work for me too. Like, I hardly ever name the thing that's actually bothering me. So sit and think about it and name it out loud or write it down, and then how do you work with that? So then with all that, then you have dare to dream. So you are a dreamer. So your dreams can come true, and you can dare to dream, because now you have the steps to take to make your dreams come true. So no dream is too big for you. This card is an invitation to step wildly into your dreams, to visit them often and ask them what they need from you. Despite your current circumstances, no matter how far away you feel from your dreams, Spirit is telling you that you can achieve this. We often neglect our dreams because we do not know how to attain them, but we have to surrender to the how. We keep thinking, how do I do this? How do I do this? How do I do this? But the process of going after them is a collaboration with the universe. If you show up for them, they will show up for you. I know that's kind of a generalized way of saying it, but you are there and you're working on it with Spirit. There's some things that you do and some things you let go of and let the universe handle. Then the universe will show you the things that you need to do. So it's kind of a back and forth kind of energy, from getting from point A to point B, or whenever it has to do with career or love or anything else. Sometimes it takes a moment where you have to just stop for a second and name it, or think, see where you are at the moment. Then then you can call upon universe for help and say, universe, I think I need some guidance right now. And then the universe will be like, okay, I will help you with the next step. And then if you pay attention and you see the signs and you get phone calls, you get messages, people talking to you, and you start to see how things are presented to you right when you need them most. And it's a little dance, and it's a little back and forth, and gradually you build this thing. There's ways to view the world. One way is like the eagle. The eagle also has the strongest senses, and it has the best sight of all the animals. And it's an aspect of that in the aspect of our personal dreams, the eagle can be the ally for visualizing that which feels far away. A huge part of attaining what we desire is the ability to visualize it. So continue to use the imagination while showing up for what is right in front of you, even if you can't see how they connect. The how is always the thing that frustrates a lot of us the most. We have the faith, trust, and pixie dust. The faith is just believing. The trust is letting go of the how. It's like surrendering the how. The trust is where we want to, a lot of us want to go into our control and try to control the how, and some of it is our own power, of course it is, but we are co-creators, and so we have to also let go and let God. We've heard that before. So it's like a nice balance of both. Anyways, the other thing is the buckthorn in here. This is a magical plant that you can use to call upon the magical properties. And also the ruby is your stone. So ruby, very beautiful stone to work with. And it's one of the 4 precious gemstones, and it has been considered highly valuable throughout all human history. It's also incredibly hard stone, and second only to diamond. Ruby can serve as an ally when we're chasing our dreams, as it encourages us to cultivate the durability required to succeed. Its being considered a precious stone is significant, as things of value do not always come easily. We must persevere. Where the buckthorn is helpful in dealing with external influences, the ruby supports the internal. So call on it when you feel small, and when your self-talk is not so great, and when it's limiting your beliefs or interrupting your progress. Think about the ruby to help get you going. The ruby was also buried under the corner of buildings sometimes as good luck for the building, in order to have that's firm foundation, like the root chakra. So that's all really good. Yeah, go get yourself a ruby. Let's do a little quick Lenormand spread to add to this, just to see what is coming up next for you, where we can put all this focus. Okay, so I'm not sure what you need a key to, but you get granted access. It's almost like you've got the password to get into this certain computer program. It could be a key to a home. It could be a key to a lockbox. It could be a key to somebody's heart. So let's find out. It's a solution to problems. And you got the clover. The clover is good luck. So really, it's a lot of what you're doing is manifesting and co-creating with spirit and the universe, but I feel like just sheer luck, dumb luck is coming your way to just help you out of any situation. Just when you thought like, oh my gosh, where are my keys? It's in your pockets. How do I get into this building? And then you look down and there's a key. It's kind of like that. It's just like, I feel like sheer luck grants you this access that you've been wanting. And the sun, it's like shining on everything. So your next, like your most upcoming future, your current, your like your recent future, your past future, I don't know. The next thing coming up for you, I feel, is really blessed. like a lot, a lot, a lot. You like the sun and the clover are the two lucky cards. A lot of luck is coming to you. You feel like, how did I get so lucky? You know, how did this all happen? And it sometimes will feel like that when you're co-creating with spirit and you just didn't even realize that this luck is your power, and you know, divine power mixed together to create this whatever access to get what you want. So I feel like you're tapping into something kind of magical, something very lucky. Luck is good. But yeah, go play the lottery too, because a lot of luck is coming to you. Buy yourself a ruby, and actually, when you win the lottery, then you can buy a bunch of rubies. Okay. So, divine goddess. I will be getting a few cards as well. Will I be getting a few cards as well? So, divine goddess, we do this every time, but so the special is $7. The there's a suggested price list if you want several cards. These all of these people did a super chat, and Guaki played PayPal, and Divine Goddess. Let's see. Divine Goddess, the last, well, you were a Sparkle of Light. I guess you just rejoined. So as a Sparkle of Light, you get an oracle reading, and that's normally supposed to be a private reading with me. Like you email me and then I'll do an oracle reading. But I can do that for you tonight if you want to. Or if you like, I can do, you get a free pendulum reading, and I can do a few Lenormand if you like. But with the $199, you get a free pendulum reading. And yeah, either an oracle or we can do a few Lenormand. You can have that choice. It's okay if you wish to pull me messages now, whatever comfortable with you. You want the oracle? Okay. Telling like it is. Spirit doesn't want to talk. Spirit says, good night. Come on, one oracle message. There we go. Okay. So you got boundaries, and you got like the armadillo, which is the patron saint. No, it's the animal of Texas. It's the, so let's see what boundaries has to say. It's a very earthy energy. Okay. So there's your armadillo. Kind of cute. And he's got his armor. So boundaries can be a difficult thing to master. Most people are not raised with the firm understanding of healthy boundaries, and either end up being closed off or allow themselves to be invaded. They become or they become invading to others. It requires balance to know exactly what your needs are. And this card is asking you to check in with yourself and to see where you live on the boundary spectrum. Do you have a healthy relationship with them? Do you struggle in communicating around them? Are there any patterns that continue to crop up around boundaries in your life? Here's something that you can do. So sit for a minute and allow your body to relax. Begin scanning your body with boundaries in mind. Where do you feel invaded? What lives there? Are there any places in your body that are calling your attention and asking for more empowered boundaries? Then check in with your throat, heart. Is there anything it wants to communicate around boundaries? I found there's a funny TikTok that's like, uh, I forgot what the theme of it was, but then the answer for me was boundaries. I'm like, oh, that boundaries. It's like this is something I have issues with, and I don't know if you do, but sometimes we can be overgivers, and sometimes we can be, uh, especially when it comes to love and affection and partnerships and things like that. It If there's things that we're uncomfortable with, we should express them to the person and they should accept our boundaries. That's a big one. They should accept our boundaries. So here we have the armadillo, and it means the little armored one. And it's known for its hard armor on its backside, and it's got medicine. It is your medicine. It's teaching you how to be a container for your desired or not desired experiences. If we already have an idea of what we want not in our life, we can set the boundaries to prevent it from entering. And maybe this has to do with also with, like, what we in our work, we have the eye, the ojo, and we have other things, protective devices around us to allow only the energy we want to work with in, and not the energy we don't want. So I think there could be a sign saying from the universe telling you to be aware of creating this boundary around you whenever you're working, because sometimes negative energy can come through, right? So yeah, and it can, if you have this beautiful armor like the armadillo, then that's great. But underneath the armor it's very soft and it's very vulnerable. Um, and sometimes, and this kind of the way you should approach life, but also your practice. Like, you are a vulnerable, compassionate, empathetic person, right? But the armor is here to protect you from that energy that you don't need. And then once you've established the energy that can go through, then you can embrace it. So um there you go. That's what the armadillo helps you to do. There's also the yarrow, which is the botanical name for Achilles melifolium, and it's named after the Greek hero Achilles. The myth has it that Achilles was made invulnerable because the yarrow was floating in the river his mother dipped him in as a child, and she held him by the ankle so his Achilles was not covered in the elixir, making it his weak spot, aka Achilles' heel. The yarrow has been referred to as a herb of invulnerability, and it can teach us healthy boundaries, but it can especially be a helpful ally for those that are sensitive to other people's energies. So I think you just need more of that kind of stuff, these protective things. Call on it if you need support in protecting yourself from um, unconsciously absorbing energies from other people or your environment. And then the black tourmaline is a great stone that you can use, and it cleanses. It's like a protector, a grounder, and a cleanser all in one. And it's known to transform dense energy into lighter vibration, ground your spiritual energy, and it can be used to form a protective shield around your body. Some people may have opinions about any changes you make, and if you are working on being more open, others may take advantage of that openness. So use the black tourmaline to cleanse and protect you from unwanted energy from those around you. And you can also use black tourmaline to aid you in maintaining the boundaries you have already set. So there you go. All these beautiful ways. And if you find more along the way, other things that can help protect your energy, little rituals and things like that, all of that will all come in handy for you. Oh, you wear black tourmaline. That's awesome. So there you go. All right, everybody. Well, I hope you like that. And I'm going to head out now. I am going out of town. Well, I'm going to the country. I'm going to the country, gonna eat a lot of peaches. And I'm gonna hang out with my mom and take care of her. So I won't be able to get to people's readings. But the ones who have already asked for a reading earlier this week, I think I'm gonna try to either do tonight or tomorrow morning. I will do Daily Dust tomorrow before I leave. And then I'm going to try to take some cards and do Daily Dust out there, but the Wi-Fi is not so great, so it's not guaranteed that it will happen, but I'll do my best. Okay, so see you in a few days. Also, I was going to do, maybe tomorrow before I leave, I can also do your weekly reading. I might do it maybe Saturday. Okay. So that will come later too. Your weekly reading and love message may come a little bit later this week. All right, well then I'll see you guys. I should be back Friday night. I and then Saturday I'll do the weekly reading. Okay, see you guys later. They trust in pixie dust. Bye.